Okay, so we are here and we are inviting Tricky to talk. He was playing with Velanoctus today in today's tournament battle. How you doing today, Tricky? What was that?
Okay, there we go. What's up?
Not a whole lot. I just finished watching the battle with a live blind reaction. So to let you know right off the bat, I actually predicted your guys' victory. I gave it a 60-40 was my prediction amount. I thought you guys could feasibly have a higher number than that, but I figured that those were safe odds. I wasn't in the stream today to watch it live, so I did that after the fact so we could get a little bit of guessing and people's, you know, getting to see my live reactions. So what did you think of today's game?
Good game, yeah. Yeah, by the way, I do DoorDash full time, so I'm driving right now. So, if
Okay.
there's a little,
Thank you
like,
for being
extra
here.
noise, then yeah, my bad. I mean, like, I have a lot of free time, yeah, so always feel free, yeah, if you ever want to do this, in the future. I can make myself free, but I'm just on my phone right now. But
Okay.
no, no, today's match, yeah, we went in very confident. We've, actually scrimmed this team, a few weeks ago, and we played three matches against them, and then we won 3-0. And then the day before the match, no, it was like 2 days ago, me and two others, we were queuing ranked, and we beat their five stack,
Hmm.
two ranked in a row, which is three of us. It's not saying that they were a bad team, but like we were
So
already
so you'd
going in
already
pretty
scrimmed against them for 3 matches and you guys bumped into them and ranked for 2 matches?
Yeah, no, yeah. So like, it wasn't necessarily to say that we were going in overconfident. No, it's more of like, hey, we're playing them. We feel good playing against them, and then at the same time, we're like, hey, like we're not gonna. We again, we always tell each other like, hey, we're not gonna get a big head. Like, hey, like we play them, so we know what they're going to be wanting to do,
Yeah,
and
you've
we
learned their
already
style.
yeah, from just us three, and we were like, okay, so we know what's working. We could see what they're wanting to do, what they're trying to do, and then we just took all that information into the match today when we had then all five of us to play them. But yeah, no, like yeah, overall, yeah, we were very confident and we were having a good time, and they're a good team. Like we like those guys. Yeah, no, they're always fun to play with.
Oh
They're very
yeah,
good.
I got to cast for them a couple times and for you guys a couple times in the past. So like I got to see a bit of those and I was really looking forward to the matchup for those reasons. And having played with you guys and Micro and everybody so much recently, it was like, okay, I'm curious to see these guys' next match, see where it really goes.
Yeah, no, they're good. Yeah, they're good guys, and then yeah, they played really good. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a stomp. It might look like that on stream, but like like the team fights,
They
they
were
were
strong
definitely
team fights. They were good fights.
yeah, they were playing very careful. Honestly, not that they were playing scared. No, it's just like when you're playing any team that you know is a very strong team. So from their perspective, we knew that they would be playing a little bit more cautious with us. So we just kind of waited it out and waited until the right moment, and that's when we started making some pushes and making them spread out. But yeah, no, we felt pretty good though about today's game.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine you did. I called that one. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna win this first match 60-40. And as soon as you guys were done with the first match, I was like, this second match is theirs too. I'm calling that right now for sure. I was like, I wasn't live today, but I would have thrown all the fennies on it and I would have made out like a bandit as I have been so far on their stream up until this point. So I definitely saw your guys' play and it coming in, and then playing with you guys more recently. I was like, yep, I know what they're gonna do, and they're gonna succeed in this. I'm pretty confident of that fact.
Yeah, we never go in with a set plan. We like all of us are skilled enough to where like we have a general rough idea of what we want to do, but we always look and see what's happening first, and then we adapt accordingly. And also like watching past matches, like we get a pretty good idea of what they want to do. That's usually the best way to phrase it. It's like we see what they want to do, and then we kind of wait and see what they end up doing, and then we adapt accordingly with our own plans. going into the game, but like we kind of go a little bit more like as an adapting kind of play style.
Yeah. So you said you played all those scrims and those ranked matches against them. What would you say you decided were their styles and what their most likely approaches were going to be? Which plays were you predicting?
So the main two things, we know that they wanted an HPV, and we also know they wanted a drone.
Okay.
So when you look at the past two matches, they won 2-0, or sorry, no, they won 2-1. I think they lost the other, but what we did was we screenshotted just simply their team list on the top of the screen, and then we just like pulled those up, like okay, we see what they want. They
Yeah.
want to have an HPV and they want to have a drone. So yeah, so round one we banned HPV mainly because we were guessing like okay, more than likely they were going to ban my HPV. So it's better to also ban theirs so that we don't have to play against an HPV without one for ourselves.
Yeah, for sure, for
And
sure. I would totally agree
yeah,
with that.
then we banned drone because we knew that yeah, sorry, he's one of the best drones right now in the game. So we
Oh
so
yeah.
we had to respect that game too.
He's killed me. Yeah, I've been there.
So yeah, but yeah, that was kind of like again, like we looked at their well, like one of us did, like I looked at their matches, and then just like because a lot of it you can tell because well, one we've been playing a lot of these same people like in ranked and pub lobbies for like almost a full year now because a lot of these people have been in the game for a while along with us, so like you kind of already learn like how people play,
What would you
and
say is
then
the average number of months for your teammates? Like you and your teammates, if you took them all up and
um,
averaged it, what's your guess?
tournament together, that $1,000 tournament. So I think people kind of have forgotten that. I've noticed,
That was the
but yeah, no,
first
like
tournament or the
we've been
second?
playing together. And been, I'm sorry, what?
Was that the first or the second tournament?
The first tournament. So
That's what I
there's
thought.
one tournament that was a $1,000 tournament. Then there was that draft tournament. That was the 5K tournament. That's when everyone was kind of split up. I played with agents. Me and him were together in that one at least. But like even like throughout that, like we still stayed together. Like we still had like the team chat, and then we were like just ready for this game. But yeah, no, they're a good group of guys. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed them. Denny, he's one of my teammates from Air 404 years ago back in the onward days. So once he got in the game and I saw him get in, I told my guys like, hey, we're picking up Diddy. I'm telling y'all, he will be good in a month or two. Give him a month or two. And
Nice,
then
nice. You did a little
he was able to.
scalping, a little recon and
Yeah,
scalping there. I like it.
yeah. No, I saw. I'm like, guys. So I know who we're picking up. Don't worry about it. Trust me. Just go with it. And then like eventually, yeah, then he got good pretty fast because he came pretty late. Like right when the draft tournament was ending, like right before the draft tournament, he came into the game, and
Yeah,
then I was like, oh hey, he's in the game now. Hey, you want to play with us? So give me
exactly,
one
because then
second.
you've got it going.
Yeah, literally, give me like a few seconds. I'm just gonna mute for yeah, just a few seconds.
Okay. So we'll have Tricky back in just a little bit. We'll ask a couple more questions. If anybody shows up in chat, feel free to type and I'll see it on screen. And we'll pass our questions on to Tricky as well. So we'll get that going. And we will hear back from him in just a moment. Also, everybody let me know what you thought about the tournament down below. I'll double check the chats on my phone.
Okay, I am getting back in my car now. I have my dash paused, so now I can give you my full uninterrupted time.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. I was willing to take any time you were willing to drop on us.
Well, I'm a little far from my usual hangout area while I do DoorDash, so I mean I got plenty of time. I just paused my dash. I mean I'm more $80 for the day, and I'm still working for like another good while till like probably 2 in the morning. So it's gonna be a fun day. Yeah,
Nice,
so I got plenty of time. Don't worry.
nice,
Yeah,
nice,
now
nice.
DoorDash, it's a surprisingly a good job.
I did
Well,
it. I did it
nowadays,
a couple years ago for a short amount of time before I broke my leg.
yeah, yeah, I've been doing it full time for 5.5 years now. And when I first started, yeah, obviously it wasn't a full time job, or like it's not really seen as one because it was still
Yeah.
kind of newer and not a lot of people really like used it. But then after this many years, yeah, now like yeah, a lot of people use it
And
now.
it gives you enough
Um,
time to play at the tournament level and to do content creation. So I mean, there's a lot of freedom that can be attached to it.
Yeah, yeah, and also like if my wife texting me or calling me like, hey, can you pick up food for me? I'll place an order somewhere. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, I'll be over there in a minute. Yeah, so like it's just like I'm able to have time for my wife like whenever I want to.
Yeah, for sure.
I work whenever I want to because I've worked my way up to the top status and I've kept it there. So yeah, like it's surprisingly a good job. Yet you kind of need to have the right city
Yeah.
and you need the top status to get all the benefits. Because I'm in a city in Texas, so you got a lot of, in Texas. It's usually known for good tippers, or people who like to tip, or better tipping
Yeah,
culture
my
that
area
would
not
work.
so much on the tipping. Not even if you were fast.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I've been doing customer service jobs for many years, so about like 11 years now. So
Yeah, I've
yeah,
done a
it's
lot
like
of sales and IT, but jack all trade myself.
yeah, so it's like customer service is still the same. It's like all you
Yeah.
gotta do is just like, be nice to customers, and especially in DoorDash, and customers like, wow, you're actually nice. All the other dashers are either they don't say a word or they're stone cold. So
Right.
yeah, it's really easy to please the customers. Yeah, so it's a good job. I like it. So
Glad to
yeah, so
hear it.
anyways, yeah. So what else in the with today's match were you curious about?
Uh, so I enjoyed some of the plays where people were hooked and pulled into the towers, and I also like the sniper shot where they were going over the jump pad and caught him out of the air.
Yeah, so usually with Dragon, or even Disney too, like they'll call the fact like afterwards, like, oh yeah, pull the, or we'll like look at the mini map. I'll be like across the map, and I just see like an enemy icon just like dip to him towards him. I'm like, oh, he pulled someone. Yeah, no, yeah, especially him and Denny both. They're really good archers. You gotta respect them when you're against them because like they know when to pull, especially like pulling you into a tower, into tower range. Because not only can you get hit by the hero, but also there's probably enemy creeps that are right there. Then you have other teammates, and then the tower also damaging you. And usually that's all it takes, just like multiple different things being able to hit you, for even just a second, and that could be enough to get the kill. Especially like you pull like a squishy healer or a drone
Mm-hmm.
into town, you can kind of kill them pretty quickly. And also, if you pair sniper with an archer, yeah,
It's done. Yeah.
it's like you can just even a sniper if they just get even just one shot off. I mean,
Well, yeah, as
that's
soon
all.
as as soon as Arthea lands that hook, they know that the point of travel that person's about to take, which means they can start getting shots off during the pull, and then when they're stuck at the ground for a brief moment after the pull. So I mean, you get that
And then
communication in, and you're just going to just be pew 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 and just gone.
yeah, and also the fact that like even when they're trying to fly away, especially again, I guess snipers, like I had like 9 assists.
Yeah.
I had 5 kills and 9 assists. It was, and there was like a lot of times where I just simply just put one shot into someone. There was one time there was a Zara. She just got in range at like it was like at the first tower. I was able to put one shot into her that dropped her to half health or like close to half health. And then Micro just jumped in as assassin and just smoked Zara just like that. So there's like several of those moments to where like it all it takes from a sniper and why sniper is so dangerous
Mm-hmm.
that teams are about to start learning is that again with the sniper he's a really nice addition to the game because he just simply applies pressure by just being there.
Oh
on that
yeah,
side of the map.
just their existence.
Yeah, because well, like at level one, that's 1,400 damage with no multipliers. So you're just taking 1,400 in a split second, just
Yep.
like that. The early like first five levels, yeah, like a lot of damage to be taken because no one really has like their defensive build yet. So even if they wanted to have defense on the on energy ward for the sniper, it's like you won't be able to get that fully, especially when you're yeah doing those early game fights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
sniper, yeah, a lot of teams. It's really going to come down to who understands the sniper's role and also which teams are going to respect that sniper. So yeah, I don't think they were necessarily ready for it. Because again, I think I'm technically the first person that brought sniper into a tournament match.
Yes,
Because it
you
was
were.
just
I pointed that out during the watch back that I just did a bit ago. I was like, that's the first time I've seen Sniper in the tournament, and I've watched all the matches.
yeah, and what a lot of teams don't know, because again, like I've been playing yeah VR League games for yeah 6 years now, a little over 6 years. So, and one of my main traits is I'm actually mainly a sniper in like Contractor Showdown and other games too. It's like I am very good with long range shooting. So like I've already had this experience, and then once they brought the sniper, and I was excited. I'm like, man, this is about to be a fun time for me. Because you already have like the VR instincts, you have all the experience. Because a lot of like special VR shooters, they translate a lot of like the hand and eye coordination across games, even like the aiming stability. So like I was already kind of yeah mostly prepared, and then all it took was just simply learning the mechanics, getting the feel for the range, the
Yeah,
speed of
for
how
sure.
characters move. That so yeah, get that down. But sniper, yeah, yeah, some people have already picked them up really quickly.
Yeah, I was playing him the first day. I made an impressions video like immediately the morning of, and I thought he was super weak the first time I played him, and then as soon as I was in a real match, I was like, nope, I was wrong. He's actually quite powerful. I was like, I don't think he's overpowered though. Like I was like, I think it was a good call to allow him in the tournament. I think that it was just going to mix up the meta because to be fair, we've just seen a lot of the same kind of matchups throughout the tournament. So seeing the sniper in a match really was finally an exciting difference there.
I really liked his launch. I feel like the sniper probably had the best launch out of all the characters. And this was also when the devs started letting some of us test him early. I will just say this right now: if anyone tries to bribe me in the future, you ain't getting nothing out of me. Like I've had the privilege to yeah have the devs respect, and I don't want to yeah disrespect that. And
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
when it comes
exactly.
to
I was glad to hear that there was a PTR. I was asking if they had stuff like that so we could help and get things
um,
going. So I was curious. So it was cool to hear.
yeah, they just left me and one other person to do it. I won't say much about yeah what we saw, but yeah, like I was really glad to help test because I the sniper was turbo broken when we were testing that. So that's all I'll say. So I'm glad I was able to help give some info on that.
We got
Like
Dragon
level
in here
one
now too.
dragon here. Yeah, like I'll say this, yeah, his base damage at level one was 2,000, and it
Hmm.
scaled a bit higher as he leveled up.
That's
So
crazy.
really, like people thought he was like he was gonna be like too big or too strong at launch, but then like when we were testing, I was telling the devs, I'm like, I feel really good about this one after yeah after being able to give feedback and have discussion back and forth. Because even if I'm not like giving like direct, like I'll give them a lot of like numbers and like theories on like, hey, here's how like balance this while like because they wanted to have a strong one hitting character like how Sniper plays.
Yeah.
But then there's also like I even like when I was like first in character, I'm like dang yeah, I could tell why y'all were like yeah trying to figure out how to balance this because that was not easy. Trying to find like the right balance of like the fire rate,
Yeah.
the the damage, the movement speed, and also the actual gun the gun smoothing, the hand smoothing.
Hmm.
That was also like a factor into yeah, trying to balance the character. But yeah, no, overall, yeah, like I'm I'm glad I was able to help the devs with that, and then be able to really make sure the sniper came out good. And I think this was a very good launch for them. And then that was like the main thing with delaying the sniper for like a week. That was mainly to like make sure there's like no like crazy exploits or bugs
Yeah.
that would use
Like
like
that
run
speed
that.
sniping that was there as people were quick drawing, shooting, letting go, and doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So so they were able to get at least like the main ones fixed, and then if and there was like two exploits that we knew about that they were going to fix. So we just made sure like at least the rules team were aware of them, so that in case someone was trying to do it, we'd be like no, smack their hand, no, bad, bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this was a really good launch. I really like the sniper, and especially for our team, it's like we have multiple people that can use the sniper. So it's like it definitely helps us a lot more against like drone players because for our team composition we didn't have much actually for drones. So having the sniper for us, like we really are happy with his launch and being able to have him now.
Yeah, and he's a great answer against drones, so it's nice to have him there for that.
Yeah, well,
Like,
especially with apparently a lot of people don't use this. I use the level 5 mastery of the knockback. Apparently most people don't use it. So people
yeah,
don't
most
really,
of us go through that piercing. What were you saying, Dragon?
No. I'm just saying the knockback's not very useful in my opinion. I'm one of those people. We were going at it in the VC earlier, but
well, I wouldn't say we were going at it, but it was just more of like
Dragon would
no, it
say
was
it.
very aggressive. Things were getting thrown. People were getting shot. It was interesting.
Shot with the new
no,
sniper rifle.
no, actually thrown around. No, we were throwing him around at each other specifically.
You were the
Yeah,
hot
no, but
potato.
at least, but that's the thing that we came to the agreement that like very specifically against drones, knockback is so good because it stops his momentum. If he's trying to
Oh,
at you, or even if you're looking at him from a side angle, and I showed my guys this, I'm like it completely stops his momentum. Well, not completely, but
I
like
hadn't
I
thought
would say
about it as being an extra drone killer, not caring about the other ability, because I was using the piercing. That way I could push lane faster and push towers quicker with sniper.
yeah, so if there's no drone, and let's say they have mostly tanks, and they have like pocket healers. It's really good for farming creeps if you shoot them in a line, like from
Yeah,
a distance back before they stop, and then form a line, and then form a sideways line.
yeah.
But they're like trying to fight against mostly like tanks and healers. Then the piercing is actually good because then it's easier to hit the healers. And again, that's all it takes is just simply getting the hit on them with a sniper. It's enough to apply pressure.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
again, if they don't respect it, then all of a sudden they're dead. If they
That's how it was for
ignore
me because I started playing drone recently. It was like, okay, I gotta respect where the sniper's at. Like they don't even need a drone debuff anymore. Sniper answered that.
Yeah. I mean, drone is still pretty strong right now, but like again, like after the tournament, there'll be a bunch of character balances buffed in there. So we'll see how that goes
Yeah,
after
I look
tournament.
forward
But
to
right
seeing.
now,
Yeah,
like knockback is enough on the drone. Like people don't
yeah.
realize like it stops the momentum, and then it takes a second for them
Because
to
I had
get
that happen to me and I didn't realize that that's what happened. I was like, what happened? I was like, why am I not moving in the air? I didn't realize that it was the knockback skill attached to sniper. I didn't make that connection until you just brought it up.
Yeah. So again, like I mean, I know, Starry, he definitely saw that game because I was hitting him with that, and I bet it
He
kind of
had a
dropped
rough.
off.
What was that,
Yeah,
He
Dragon?
had a rough. The story definitely had a rough. I could tell from the map and everything. He was, when it was just Archer, you can make it pretty easily to stay away from Archer because you can only be one spot at all time. But if you've got two people that can consistently hit drone for a lot of damage, he's gonna have a real hard time trying to stay away from them. You can't if I'm one lane, Tricky's on the other. It's pretty much impossible. You're just gonna get shot by high DPS anyway. So I mean, I try to work out a lot to try to figure out how to get sniper in a matchup this week.
Yeah.
Mainly because I figured the stream would want to see it, but as well as because
Well, of
we have the
course.
team to do it.
Yeah.
So,
You guys have all been learning
uh,
sniper, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If we've got the team to do it, people want to see it. Why not? I'm always open for suggestions. So
Yeah, I'd like to get
Yeah,
a
I was
all drone matchup going on Volt Control this week. If anyone wants to hop in and have that be a casted match at some point, some 5v5 drone action.
Yeah, but yeah, no, OB, yeah, if you were wanting to, yeah, watch that first match again, look at the mini map and specifically look at the drone because there was a lot of times where the caster wasn't actually watching me when I was shooting that drone. He would be trying to hide behind the tower, and I would get two or three hits on him, even though he's trying to like weave around behind the tower, and you'll see him have to go back to the healing tower like repeatedly, and that was because I kept hitting them,
Yeah,
and
you
he
guys were
couldn't push
holding pressure strong.
because if he tried pushing forward, I was going to shoot him. If he tried crossing the map, I was going to move up and try to hit one. Like I was constantly watching him, watching for. I mean, that's like, well, especially like as an HPV main, I have nightmares of the drone because it'll just go right above my freaking head and I can't do anything about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah, I
So
love doing that to them.
I'm already trained of keeping my eyes on the mini map and in the sky waiting for the drone. So
Yeah,
as
you
sniper,
have
at
to
least
know where that drone's at.
yeah, and then when you see him at their last two towers, I even was hitting him repeatedly. You'll even see I'll be shooting at the tower. Then the second I saw him go in range, I instantly snapped on him and started shooting at him. Because again, it's like it takes two hits, then they have to go back and heal because they're at half health already from just two hits, and
Yeah.
the two hits take 1.4 seconds. I think it's 1.8 actually. People say 1.4. I'm pretty sure it's 1.8.
I thought it was one
Um,
point six.
I think the devs told me 1.8. I don't remember.
I have it
But
written down. Wait.
I don't remember. But in the beta testing, he had a
Mm-hmm.
1 second fire rate, so 1.0.
Oh dang.
That was all ever broken. He was shooting too fast. I was telling them, I'm like, at least 1.5, please. This is too much. But
I think that
yeah,
would have been fun though. That would have added for some chaos. Like I would have said keep the higher hit rate, add a couple more bullets, lower the damage.
Yeah, but again, it's like they want a hard hitting character. But again, it's like yeah, especially sniper. Yeah, no, I give them props. I think they did a good
It's
job
one point
finding
four.
work. Oh, it is 1.4. Okay,
Yeah, it's 1.4.
I
Yeah, because
thought
I like the faster shots just because it lets him put on more pressure. Like you could feasibly even make them slightly higher damage, but only give him one or two bullets, or make it where you only can load one at a time, but it's going to get two times the damage, three times the damage. That would be
That's a
insane.
little excessive.
But
yeah,
literally have to load every bullet, like a true bolt action.
that was I would say that would still be too broken.
You
Yeah,
think
because
so?
some of us, yeah, we've had a lot of VR experience, like reloading guns and bullets.
Well, yeah, I play Ghost of Tabor, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so it's like for me, like someone like me, like I already main using snipers. It's like it takes me like barely any time to get a bullet into the chamber, and then I'm gonna shoot you again like right away. So yeah, it's like I feel like right now, yeah, four bullets, and then being able to yeah have about 1.4 s fire rate, and I feel like yeah right now it feels good. It doesn't feel like too strong but also like he still feels like a strong character and a strong release. Because again, like for MOBAs, it's like you want to have strong characters that are fun to play.
Yeah, exactly,
Um,
because they're meant to be a power fantasy.
so I think they nailed the balance on this one pretty well. Yeah, so I think they did a good job for this one. So, but yeah, the no, but yeah, like again, like when it's mostly tank players, he's probably not the best option to run in a game. It really depends on what they're running and also their play style. Because if they're good at closing the distance on you, like a Kaleo, for example, then it's like the sniper's probably gonna get bullied too much. So
I
it's
think
like
it's
I'm just
okay for
like
the casual matches. In the casual matches, because they're not playing at as high of a level, I've noticed that it's still fun to fight the tanks and the Kaleos and stuff like that. They're just fine. Because they're
yeah,
not
especially
they're not playing at your guys' level.
yeah, decoordinated. Yeah, you gotta be careful, but that's why like again, especially on a drone, like even at a high level, like I've shown that like he is enough to just apply pressure on Starry. Because again, like I respect Starry because he's very one of the best drone players right now in
Yeah.
the game, and I've had a lot of experience with him as I will play HPV mostly. But like, yeah, he's always a pain to deal with.
Maybe we can get him to
So
face off against ET Puppy in a 1v1 drone.
Unfortunately, I feel like that'd be a really one-sided battle right now, just because of how balancing is.
Yeah, why is
Uh,
that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I have video clips, and I mean, I'm not trying to say like he's great, right? He's obviously the best at the defensive drone play style, where I think personally Star is the best at the attack drone play style. But when it comes to ET, defensive drone right now is just really it's really good. All right, so I mean, even if you're two levels above the defense, you can get so much. And I honestly think Sniper will help with this a little bit, strictly because of Sniper being energy damage and not arcane like Arthea is. So you
Hmm.
have to build against two people now instead of just one, which is going to be your main threat. So especially with there being two sides of aggression now for drone, and especially as well
And
being
we see a
two
lot of
people to
plays
go
with
for.
those counter characters. We see a lot of Arthea and
Yeah,
we see a lot of Sniper
yeah,
out in quick plays and
and I
ranked
mean,
now.
you can go back and watch our Paradox match, but I mean, even after me like VOD reviewing it, it's just he just is so much health that it almost seems unfair to an extent, which it isn't unfair because it's in the game currently, so it's not like it's a cheat or anything, right? He's doing
Yeah.
what he's supposed to do, it's he's winning,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, they're using
Um,
him within the context he was built,
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just finding ways to counter that, and I think Sniper is going to help. But obviously it's not going to do everything. And,
No, no.
they could even throw no drone. And, if we do end up facing Paradox again, they could even throw no drone in there like they did against Meta Breakers.
I was gonna ask you
So
that question. What do you guys think are your odds that you're gonna defeat the Meta Breakers and get to go off against Paradox again?
I don't want to be, like, I don't want to be dismissive of the other team, right? Meta Breakers is a great team. They're great people. I talk to Sam almost every single day. So it's not to dismiss like how they are, but I think we will win. We beat them in a scrim previously as well. So I mean it's not too unlikely for me to think that. And
And that worked
you know
well
we'll, we'll
for these matches against Untalented. That was a good predictor.
yeah I do think in terms of like power scaling, Meta Breakers is better than Untalented. I do think they would have also won
Yeah.
against them. It's going to be much harder of a match for sure. I think not to say that Untalented didn't try their best. They but it is going to be a more challenging match. I just think I just think in terms of pure player, there's a lot more depth when it comes to Meta Breakers than Untalented. So I think they're going to pose quite significant challenge for us.
Okay, okay. Interesting to see that. We can also welcome Square to the chat. We've got Square here from Paradox. How you doing, Square?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah,
Is
we
my
got we
mic
got
working?
Tricky and Dragon here from Velanoctis talking about the match they had today. Did you get to catch that match?
you
I was
also
not. I was not able to catch it, unfortunately.
I just did a live blind watch of it a little bit ago on my previous stream that I'll be posting to YouTube. And then I was like, let's invite the guys onto the show and just start recasting with a little bit of an interview from them. So if you want, you can
yeah
watch the match, or you can also see me do live reaction to my blind watching of it.
yeah. No, but I was gonna make a point, OB,
Yeah.
and then I bet Blair will be able to confirm this. So if you watch the Paradox match again, versus Meta Breakers, especially when you watch Square on Nighterhorn, really pay attention to the mini map. Again, like I've told you this several times.
Yeah, he's
People
done
don't
he does incredible, yeah.
like I bet you I could make a video because I thought about doing this, and I would literally zoom in on the mini map and only watch the mini map the whole entire game. Because especially in a game like a MOBA, when you see everyone on the map, the whole map alone has a huge story.
For
And
sure.
one thing, in the main theme, the reason why Paradox, again, was the better team in that match is because they're a lot smarter. When you look at it, well, first off, when you look at the roster, it screams tower push and tower damage. So they baited meta breakers to be a little bit tunnel visioned in one lane,
Yeah.
and then they just let Square and Arthea just get some tower damage on the opposite side because again they move so quick as characters, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
they're
take.
so fast and so coordinated. They practice every day.
Yeah. So if you want to, like really understand, why, like why Paradox had such a strong match. Yeah, just look at that mini map and just look at what Square is doing, and that'll tell you a lot. Even if you're not watching the actual gameplay. But yeah,
And one thing I can add as well, and Square can chime in if he wants as well. But is with our match, I think personally, like I haven't really watched the replay fully, but with our match and especially with Paradox's matches, both the winning teams, they were both 2-0, so both
Yeah.
the winning teams almost had control of vision for the entire match.
Hmm.
I think people underestimate vision in portals, and I partially think that's also where we fell short against Paradox the first time. uh, is those is map control is a really important part, and I think that sometimes people get caught up in the heat of artifacts, get caught up in the heat of running the crystal, and they ignore it. So I think
And
we
if you
got to kind
ignore
of
the map, you're
reevaluate
dead.
that.
That's when people catch you off guard.
Exactly. If you can't see anything, then your callouts are going to diminish. You're gonna struggle to get proper team fights. You're gonna struggle to see the people on the other side getting artifacts. It just causes whole problems.
Yeah, what do you have to say about that match square with you guys facing off against the Breakers?
I was really happy with how it went, of course. Um, but mostly, I mean, it was just like, I mean, I don't really have like a. I apologize. I don't really have something to say.
Bro, it was in the middle of an emergency.
Yeah, somebody's dying back there.
Yeah, I was like, I hope everybody's okay, because damn.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
There's just more and more keep coming, dude.
I
Yeah,
think
they're just getting
I think
closer and
Square
closer.
just
It's right
dropped
by
the bank
them.
and he's run while doing this interview.
What was that?
I think Square just robbed the bank and he's running away while he's
Yeah,
trying to do.
yeah. We are
Oh
live
yeah,
in the respawn room with Square robbing a bank.
it just got louder and louder.
Well, yeah, there were fire trucks coming straight towards me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We could tell.
But yeah, now they're gone. So anyway, about our match, I was pretty happy with how it went. I was um sort of surprised by the well, let's see, what was it? Because the first round, they banned Knight or Horn, we banned HPV if I remember correctly.
I believe
Or maybe
so.
I have that backwards. Um, but it was that second round where they banned Drone that I was very surprised by. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because we since we didn't have ET in the first round, we sort of didn't anticipate that ban. Um,
Maybe they just thought you were gonna
but
bring him in for the second round.
yeah, exactly. It was interesting though because in that first round we were sort of considering how their composition was weak to a drone because like they had basically everyone was on the ground. They didn't really have much upwards aiming ability, and
Yeah,
so we thought that might be a interesting tactic, but we ended up not going for it.
for
But it
sure.
worked out.
Yeah, you
Well,
you
yeah,
guys still did it. Like they were getting a lot of kills at the beginning. I noticed that because I bet all my fennies on you guys both times, and I made out like a bandit on their stream. But I came into yours guys going, I don't know which way it's going to go. I think it's going Paradox 60-40. I almost bet on them the first round just to be like, it might be like Paradox's previous one where they lost the first one and then they went for two victories right afterward. But I still thought you guys were going to get it.
yeah. With meta, they're very team fight oriented. They try to make plays based off of winning the team fight and pushing together as a team.
Later,
That's
Dragon.
why like that's why I said it's really hard to
Thanks for
try
being
to
here.
have that try to have that balance of being able to not only one be able to push as a team, but then also being able to have some map awareness and situational awareness on the other side of the map because again, it's like they just got baited into one lane and then they just let Square go to the other side of the map. Especially when you have like one of the best Nighthorn players, Square, on like just in game,
Uh-huh.
and again that their roster beforehand, and you just see that they want to push towers, but then you see them kind of playing partially defensive. That should scream like, hey, where is everyone else on their team on the map? Even if you can't see the map, even if you don't have visions, you have to be asking yourself like, hey, we only see one, two, three people. Where's Square? Where is he right now?
Yep.
And you can also tell where he is because you can see him taking artifacts on
I
the
know
map.
where he was before the match. That was him practicing sniper. Me and my son were in sandbox and we saw Square come in.
Yeah, so again, you gotta, especially when you know certain players are good with certain characters, you have to respect that. And again, like it's not only having awareness of like what's going on in game, but also having awareness of how people play. But like you already see them play, because again, a lot of the top teams, most you see most of the same players in ranked and pub lobbies like all the time. So
Yep, yep,
even if
yep.
you're solo queuing or like playing by yourself, it's like it's still good to pay attention to what people are doing because people are, nature or have a natures. So you gotta really, just make sure you, especially, in game, especially if you're a 5-man team in one lane and you think stuff's going well, you kind of need to stop for a second and just start counting like, hey, there's one, two, three people, and then you guys start questioning, okay, where are the other two? You
Yeah.
always want to have a good mindset of where everyone is, and usually knowing their play
Like
styles
I
pretty
would do
good.
that when I was casting because then I was more aware of the map than when I was in a match. So like even if I was watching one side, I'd be like, and I see thus and such on the other lane pushing up this way or hitting the creep camp or something like that. Like that was me also trying to train my own map awareness while pointing out to everybody else, hey, we're looking at all this action, but also, hey, pay attention to the map.
Yeah, because you can just see like, oh, hey, like the purple symbol just disappeared on the other side of the map. Like
Exactly.
it's
And then
just
you know something, you know someone was just there. Even if you couldn't
yeah,
see it, you see the timer start hitting.
yeah. So that's why, especially with certain like again like with our game one against Paradox the other week, like I would say the main reason why we were able to win that is we were able to fight better on the division towers. Because games two and three we couldn't like win those that well in all honesty, but the first game we were able to do a lot better. But again, like the whole time we were aware of both lanes because again we all know how this team likes to play. Because I mean, again, like every team is very consistent in their own way.
Hmm.
Everyone has a play style. So again, it's like you got to be able to be prepared for that. And I think with meta breakers, I think they were probably trying to focus more on like just winning the team fights and then making a push off of that.
And
Like
that's
you
why
can
they were
have
getting so many kills early game, I feel like.
Yeah, and then you can watch the again like you can watch today's match. See me as HBV and then me with Snuffy when he was Stern. Even just me alone, like at that point of the match, I was hitting the 648 damage a shot on the towers, and I'm using HBV so I can shoot fast. So it's like they were like three of our guys were playing defense, and then like their whole team was on one side of the map, and they were about to try to do a push. And we even said because we saw them on the mini map, we're like, oh, we'll beat them. I'm like, oh, we're gonna out damage them on the towers. And so that's what me and Snuffy we were like, hey, we're go mode. We're just lasering these towers right now. And then we knocked out all three towers before they could even come across the map. And we already got their last three towers within a minute. So
Yeah, I actually predicted the end of it as soon as those towers were starting to go down. I was like, this match is going to be done in the next 3 minutes. And I looked at the number
yeah,
because you guys were at 10:42 or 10:45 right there. And I was like, by 13:45, this match is over. And I think you guys stopped it at like 13:41 and a half seconds or so is when the core like actually blew up today.
yeah. So that's why, like, again, like round two, that was a good example of like you gotta be careful of being too focused in one lane because again, you get caught in a team fight, but like while you're there, usually I'm the one that does this because again, like I'm always like paying attention to like every detail. I'm looking at everyone's health bar. That's just how I play. So it's like
Yeah,
I kind of count people in my head. I'm like, hey, I see one, two, three, and then that's when it's like you got to stop for a second. You're like, okay, where's four and five? And then
for
that's
sure.
when again, like with team fights, I've mentioned this to you before. Team fights start with the communication before anyone's shooting at each other. Team fights start there.
Yeah,
It doesn't start when you start actually fighting. It starts when you're talking with each other and you're figuring out what's going on, who you see, who you don't see. Because again, when you don't see someone, that is also information. Like every single thing you can think of that you can get from just using your eyes, it's like that alone is information, especially when you're not seeing someone. And let's say you don't see Nighterhorn, and you're like, okay, where's Nighterhorn? Okay, how do Nighterhorns play? They want to farm. So if we're all on this side of the map, then where is he? He's going to be on the other side of the map. So then that's like, okay, hey, someone or two of us need to take a jump pad and then go check real quick because something is about to go wrong
yeah. If you don't know
if
where
we
they're
don't.
at, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like again, there's a lot of I think a lot of teams kind of don't have because again I've noticed with this game especially most people don't have prior VR league experience.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know
Because a lot of people
like
just
I've
haven't
played
done a lot yet.
yeah, so like it's really nice. It's really refreshing, at least for me, because I've done Onward, OG Contractors, Contractor Showdown, Preachers, Veil.
Oh
So
wow.
like I've been in a lot of the games, even XA, even though that game sucked. But like it's like a lot of it, like a lot of like the same type of, at least like the mental mindset of like being in the high stakes games and then understanding like how you're supposed to again like approach a game and how you approach a team fight. And then again, you always start with like, okay, people start talking now. What are we seeing? What are we not seeing? What we're about to do? Like, hey, what do we want to try to do in a few minutes? Like, and so on. Like, all of that starts then. So then, while you're then going through the motions of the team fight, everyone has a good idea of what we want to do if we get a pick or two on someone. Then we already know, like, okay, we can start pushing forward, or like, hey, we need to rotate, and all that stuff. A lot of that ties together, but like previous team fight communication is definitely the most important.
And you guys moved
And I
like a
think,
unit like that, and it showed.
yeah. So, and that's the thing. Usually, it could even take one person just doing call outs, but it's usually just a conversation. It's always back and forth, just like everyone just talking with each other. And if you approach it like that, then you'll have a lot better mindset of knowing what to do when you're in the middle of the situation, in the middle of the fights.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I got a question for Square real quick, if you there, Square. Okay, cool. So, I was already talking to Tricky and Dragon, and they're pretty sure they're gonna beat the Meta Breakers and be the ones that face off against Paradox again. How do you think that the upcoming Breaker and Velanoctis match is gonna go? And what do you think are your chances against who comes?
Uh, Sorry, there was a small part there I missed. I gotta
Basically, what do
fall
you think
back.
about the upcoming match between Meta and also Dragon and Tricky's team Velanoctis? Who do you think will be the victor of that going off against you guys? And how do you feel about your potential face off about how you think that match will go?
Um. Okay, so for Velanoctis between and Meta Breakers, I think based on like strategy wise, I think Velanoctis has a lead there, but it's definitely going to be a close battle. Um, I'm gonna guess like there's gonna be it's gonna be like a tower blitz, sort of towards the end there, and there's gonna be no towers left on one lane on both teams.
Yeah, I
more
could
of like
easily
death
see that
there.
going there being a race to who can get there first.
Exactly.
Because I don't think Breakers wants to have a double
Yeah,
elimination.
creep on speed.
What about Creep on
Yeah.
Speed? Yeah, like how they did against Creep on Speed.
Uh, like a few weeks ago with the creep on speed versus untalented game, they
Hmm.
went into a tower blitz, like
Yeah.
I was talking about, where both teams just put all of their resources into destroying towers.
Yeah, that was a crazy
And
match. Seeing that double
yeah, exactly.
rush.
And I think we're going to see something similar with Velanakis versus Meta Breakers. Maybe not immediately, but more towards the end. Maybe like the mid game once Right of the Crystal ends.
Yeah.
Uh, Specifically like the buff ends. I think while the buff is going, whichever team lost that will know to stay on defense.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. I think it's
and then
whoever gets those, artifacts and who gets those rights of the crystals. I think that's going to make a huge difference in the outcome of the match as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
and then I think you also said like the second part was like how I felt about whoever wins that one.
Yes. Who do you think you'll be going up against? And how do you feel about that matchup? Because you said you think it's going to go to Vela.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go to Velanakis. Um, but I'm prepared to be surprised by that too.
Yeah, I'm
But
prepared to be surprised as well, but I agree. That's how I think it's going to go. That's where I'm
but
going to put my
in,
pennies.
in the case that Velanakis does win, I'm really looking forward to see what they pull out this time. Because it was close last time. I think it's going to be close this time. And now that we even have the sniper too, I just can't wait.
Yeah, so
Obviously, I can't say like too much in specifics because I'm gonna give away strategies, and I'm a bit of a blabbermouth when it comes to that.
yeah, well, you're on the wrong show for that because I'll keep asking you the questions.
I know.
I already know what Square Jimmy wanted to do with the sniper, because I also been through the same thing with him. So
Which is
I'm
fly over the
really
towers. Yeah.
they're gonna do if they do pull out the sniper. But yeah, like I think it'll be an interesting match. Of course, we have to get through this next one first, before we do that. But it's like we're kind of planning like for like two teams at once, because it's like again like our goal is obviously the championship match, and then we can also use a lot of that stuff we're talking about now for them, while we're also talking about meta breakers at the same time. Because
So,
like, especially when you talk to two different teams, that you kind of are able to cover all bases
hmm,
of multiple different play styles. Because both of these teams play very differently.
for
So
sure.
we're ready for both. We know, and also we have the Paradox and Meta Breakers match for reference. So we're able to kind of watch that, and that's the latest match, and
Yeah,
see
that way you
what.
can see where their training's most recently been, who their picks are, all that kind of stuff.
But yes, I did flip Square $20 bill for his biased opinion that we're gonna win. So
So yeah,
that's
I'm curious to see if Square actually does sell, and if only for $20. But my overall prediction, you guys can be the first to hear it for first, second, third for the tournament. I'm guessing it's going to go first to Paradox, second to Vela, third to Meta Breakers. I would love to be proven surprised and wrong. I think all of them are going to be incredibly close matchups, so I think they're going to be each barely victories, but I'm super curious to see how that championship match goes. I think it could be them going against Meta, but I think it's going to be uh, you know, Paradox and then Vela and then Meta this time. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. I assume you think you're going to be number one, right?
I think you're forgetting about the IDDQ comeback.
Oh
First
yeah,
place.
yeah, we're going to come back with our hacks, especially now that I know how to play drone and I'm so much better with horn. Where would you
yeah.
guys say I rate on my horn now that you've seen him in my more recent matches?
I don't know. I'm probably I would say about a six right now. Like you are doing pretty good.
Okay.
But yeah, but again, yeah, there is a lot more, yeah, like map awareness, situational awareness, and a lot of that comes down to like having experience.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
also when I go in, I'm getting better at knowing when to go in on the team fights, but I still don't think they're the best executions yet. But I think I'm gaining all the technical knowledge, and I'll just have to get the muscle memory and executions down and map awareness.
it takes time, and then yeah, like for some, let's like we've been in a bunch of other games, so it's like for me, at least personally, like I take a lot. I always try to apply everything that I've always learned, and I'm always yeah taking it with me
And
no
how you
matter
often
what.
play snipers? Like I often play the stealth classes anyway. Like I played as a lot of Psylocke in Marvel Rivals. I would play as the assassin back in Tribes Ascend and all of those types of games.
Yeah, I suck with melee players, like in indie game, even flat screen. I just suck with melee players. I have to shoot something.
Yeah.
I would say as for your Nighterhorn,
Yeah.
like I would say probably the same as Tricky, maybe a 7 out of 10.
Okay, yeah. I kind of thought I
Um,
was a 6 or 7, not to drop the meme, but it's out there.
yeah. I would say from what I've seen, what you can improve most on is resource management, like when you use your abilities, because
Yes, yes. I keep
um,
being out of them when I need them. It would be nice to go in with one and get out with one, etc.
exactly, yeah. So I mean, and I guess like Tricky said, I didn't notice any issues with like map awareness, but or I guess I didn't notice anything specific. And then the only other thing I would say, I mean, if you're trying to improve, is just practice like with a handicap.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been trying to get tips from guys like yourself, from Micro, from Toby. I've talked to White Wolf. I've had all of these guys in like private customs with me so that I can learn different things about these characters and it's really fun learning him and Drone. I've picked up on Nighterhorn quite a bit to that where I'd say he's was close to my best character now. Maybe Drone's overtaken it, but I thought it was going to be Arthea for quite a long time, so I was surprised how quickly I've grown with these other characters now.
Yeah, the reason why I said yeah map awareness and situational awareness, because again, a lot of your decisions you base them off of what you see on the mini map because everyone has one, and also because it's not only what you see, but also what you're aware of that the enemy sees of you.
Yes,
Similar.
knowing what you're giving away, like
Yeah,
when to pop
so
your clone, or not your clone, but your invisibility as Nighterhorn, like before you hit the jump pads or before you're crossing over or something like that. That way you know what they know on the map about you.
yeah,
So
so
I
yeah, with a lot of stuff, just like for any character, but like yeah, like with stuff is map awareness, and then you're like, okay, so based off of the map, what's the situation right now? Like who's fighting who? Like what's the position of the towers and all that stuff. And then from there, that's when you're able to be like, okay, like my teammates are saying Jones is almost dead.
Yeah.
The enemy team doesn't know I'm coming in on the flank, so I know like, hey, I need to find that Jones health bar, and I need to dart for it. It's like the exact kind of like just example. It's like you kind of apply multiple things, and then you make your decisions
Cause
based
yeah,
off of
you're
that.
trying to add those imbalances in that team fight. That way it can be a 5v4 or 5v3 or whatever, and knowing who to pick off and when to get out with that map awareness does so
Yeah,
much to
so
make that happen.
yeah, it's very simplistic of an explanation, but like it does so much when you start with like a thinking order. And usually, and then like they might start off slow, and they might like help you to try to like yeah build that habit. And then over time, then you're able to do it instinctively, and you can do basically those two things at the same time. And then you're able to make decisions quicker and possibly better decisions. And again, you make them with your team again, which is why the communication part is where the team fight starts. Is
For
when you're
sure.
communicating with your team beforehand. But yeah,
Looks like Square
here,
was trying
can
to
I give
add
one
something.
example?
Yeah.
Can I give one example of like a recent moment where, as Nighterhorn, I was specifically thinking about what I was giving away to the enemy?
Yeah, let's
So
hear
it was
about which match was it?
this was Paradox versus Meta Breakers, more towards the end of I think it was the second round,
Okay.
or maybe yeah, more towards the end of the second round. So both of their towers were destroyed. So I knew that they were going to be thinking, "Hey, the enemy has a Nighterhorn. He's going to be wanting to come inside our fort and destroy it." So what I was specifically doing was I was sort of staying outside of the bridge and letting myself be visible for a few seconds every once in a while to keep as many people on defense as possible. so that the rest
Nice.
of my team would have the space to group up and do whatever they needed to do while we were allocating minimal resources to the most enemies. And so that's sort of like what you have to be thinking about as Nighthorn and how you can manipulate your enemy.
Yeah, exactly, because he's a stealth class, so that's doing it. Knowing that you're there and that you're a potential threat to come in every second, they can't back away from their core, which means it frees
Yeah,
up the rest of your team to do other stuff. So sometimes not attacking as Nighthorn is the way, because your presence is that intimidation.
yeah. If you want another,
Exactly.
yeah, if you want another example, when I was playing R3 against y'all, OB,
Yeah, I remember that.
what?
Fighting with you in the forest and like getting lost with each other and baiting each other on those oranges was so fun.
Well, yeah, it was funny because I knew I stunned you, but I'm like, I can't see him. Where is he? And you were like in the tree, and I couldn't see the stun circle, so I was like trying to find you, and then after like I realized like, okay, it's too late. Like I gotta dip away. I can't do him, and I know I won't be able to kill you because then you'll just start attacking. Yeah, no, that's funny. But yeah, and if you watch towards the end, this is also the same like situation to where y'all have one tower left. I was kind of in the middle. I intentionally was sitting just outside of y'all's vision range.
Mm-hmm.
From like y'all's through on the mini map, y'all have a little range to see where someone is.
Yep.
I let y'all, I let y'all push my teammates back, and I even told my teammates, I'm like, hey guys, start walking backwards like a little bit, like just try to draw them out. I waited for all of y'all to leave the bridge, and y'all were going quite far, and then I blaze rush over the cavern, and then went right behind y'all, blew up the tower, and I was on y'all's core before y'all even turned around and
Oh yeah,
realized
you were
I was.
so fast with R3 that day. You were
Yeah, yeah.
on
So
it.
look, yeah. So again, like that. If you want another situation to where like if you're applying that stuff, it's like I would say look at that moment too, and you can just see to where I'm just waiting there because I was really just looking at my mini map. I was just looking at it, staring at it, and just waiting.
And you were doing
I
that in
was
the
just
forest area with me too before you crossed over. You would go in and off of the mini map to make it look like you weren't there at the oranges, and I was seeing that, and I was trying to
yeah,
decide when was going to be the best to come in on it with that. Either bait you over by acting like I wanted to get the oranges, or actually get the oranges and pull you down, but be more ready for a fight for you. Because I
yeah,
actually was aware of that in that moment after our last talk and was using that in those moments with you. And to
yeah.
hide in the
So
trees and try to move myself around to where you weren't like going.
yeah, no, I knew where you were at all times, except when I stunned you, and then I was like, crap, I can't see him. But like I knew exactly where you were sitting the whole time. I was waiting for my ultimate to come back because I was recharging, so that's why I was sitting there waiting. But I was just just kind of feeling like, okay, what are you gonna do? I got like 20 seconds to waste, so like what's up? And he's like, yeah, yeah. So again, it's like a lot of it is like again, like when you understand, especially again, this is why I bring it up multiple times, is like you really need to use the mini map, and that's like when you're studying and you're watching matches back, you want to be mostly looking at the mini map over the gameplay. And then when you're in game, yeah, you want to be using the mini map because again, it's like once you kind of understand and get a rough feeling of exactly the distance ranges on your own personal vision on the mini map, then you're able to kind of use that in cheeky ways. So like the square did, he was using it to make y'all aware that he was there, and I was using it to make sure I was just outside of y'all's range so that I could then go right behind y'all, blow up tower, then go to your core while y'all were distracted. So
For
a
sure.
lot of it is understanding how the minimap works, not only for you, but then also for the enemy in that moment. So yeah, again, like information is always, like probably the biggest factor in how a team fight goes out. Because again, that's the first thing you do before you even get into the team fight. And I think like they have a really good minimap piece. Again, like a lot, like this game, like just overall as like its base function,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a good minimap, has good flow, and it's like everything's it's a very stable and fun game. Like I really enjoyed what the devs got going, And I will
They're
say
some of
too,
the
like
best devs I've ever seen for a crew for a game. They're so supportive of what they're doing.
for VR, like I can easily say this is the best free VR game. I can say that very strongly.
Oh, hands down,
It,
hands down. I think it used to be
it's
Gorilla Tag a while back, and for a while I think it was Echo VR. But
yeah, no, right now it's probably still like the Ryan Drift, but like and that's just like for most people, but
well, I
like
think
this
that's
game is
most popular. I'm just saying the best put together.
yeah, like most popular, yeah, is the Ryan Drift, but then like yeah, best I really for competitive I really yeah stay strong. And once it gets more noticed in the future, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be pretty good.
And I think it
That's
will
what I'm
be, especially with so many pro teams taking part in tournaments like this and having content creators like you, me, Zyphin, Triplix, like all of these guys out there taking care of it. I think with all of us collaborating and working together and building the communities like we have been, I think we're going to see a really bright future for this game. And so, like, I enjoy you being willing to come onto the show today, talk about your matches, and do a bit of collaboration today. I lost you. We scared him off, guys. We complimented him. He couldn't take it.
No, but yeah, no, I definitely gotta go now. I gotta call the wife back. But no, that was fun. Yeah, no, again, yeah, in the future, I'm down to do this again.
Yeah, yeah, we went more than longer than I was hoping. I was hoping to shoot for at least 15 to 30 minutes. I think we got at least an hour conversation out of this and got Dragon and Square in here too. So I think it was a great follow up. Just to give you a heads up, next week, what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna just stream me watching the other one live and be in their Twitch chat at the same time, so I can actually be gambling my fennies and watch it where the audience is at. And then after that next match, hopefully I can see about getting some of those team members from each team and do like what we just did today again. So people can then catch what my live reactions were after the fact, but I will actually try to watch it live so I can like gamble and be in the chat with everybody too.
yeah, but yeah, I gotta hop out. Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay,
But yeah,
thank you
no,
so much for coming today, Tricky. I appreciate you being here. We look forward to your next match against the Breakers. Hope you do good. Bye. Okay, so thank you everybody. We're glad that you were able to be here and listen to us live on Vault Control today. First live on camera episode, get some reactions going. I hope you guys enjoyed those matches as much as I did. I look forward to the upcoming Meta versus Vela. I already said I think Vela Nocta is going to be able to take it again with about the same time. I think they're going to land in that 13 to 25 minute mark against Meta Breakers. I could see Meta Breakers making them either work for it and have a much longer match than that though, or even taking them. I think it'll be a very close matchup coming up. So we're going to try and do this next one live, and hopefully you guys can enjoy some interviews with the team members after it on the next one. But we will catch you guys next time, and hopefully I will have a chance to stream a bit later tonight and over the next couple days. So see you guys. Like, subscribe, share, do those things people tell you to do. Like, we're just trying to make the community grow here. So thank you guys so much for your time and being here. We appreciate you. But we're signing out.